Oh, it's the crowd begins to grow. Perfect. All right. So it is Monday, real life real estate Monday, and we are on my cell phone today because my computer blocked out. Microsoft decided that I had a hacker try to get my machine, and I've got a BitLocker number that I don't know what it is, and I need to unlock it. So for 2 days, I've had no computer at all. I'm using my phone, but we're going to have a training class this morning. So there you go. It might be a little short, but it's good. Happy Monday, everybody. We are through the first half of the year right now. So the question is, what are you going to do with the second half of the year? Oh, thank you. Oh, totally different. I had to log into the different app, no computer, no nothing. There you go. Cool. All right. So second half of the year, what are you going to do? The first half like, flew by. What are you going to do with the second half? Can the second half be better? What are the indicators right now about the second half of the year? They're basically saying interest rates are going to drop. Thank you. Interest rates are going to go down. More people are going to be affordable to buy houses. We need to just do the same thing we've always done. Oh, my phone just keeps blowing up right now. It's talk to people. At the same time, we have a challenge right now. We are taking more listings than we've ever had, which is good because that's the key, right? More listings equals more sales. But we have to make our listings more saleable. So that's what we're going to talk about today. I'm going to figure out how to use my phone to do this. Let's see. I'm going to share my screen. I don't think you guys want to see all that stuff. All right. Somebody give me a thumbs up if you can see my NAR screen. I spent 4 hours last night trying to get my computer to work. It did not work. Actually, if somebody would text me that you could see my NAR screen, that'd be better because I'll see that. I don't know how to use this thing. But here's what we're going to do. You're not seeing it? Thank you, Pamela. Okay, let's go back. Zoom. You might just be listening to me. We'll see. Start recording or casting with Zoom. My entire screen. Share. Okay. I am telephonically charged today. I have a whiteboard. You can see me, but not my screen. Okay, well, we're just going to do my screen. So we're going to talk about seller concessions today. Zoom is displaying over other apps. If you don't want Zoom to use this feature, tap to open settings and turn it off. Okay, well, you're going to listen to me. We're going to have a short class today because I don't know what the hell I'm doing. So, boom. All right. So NAR published a guide, and it's kind of important for us all to know that NAR is our partner, right? We've got our local boards, we've got the Florida Association of Realtors, we've got the National Association of Realtors, we've got Anywhere, we have Century 101, and then we have Anywhere. So there's a whole bunch of resources that we have that most people don't have access to or don't pay attention to. But there's a bunch of smart people out there that are talking about what's going on in the industry, and we need to make sense of it, right? Because the world has changed and it's changing as we navigate. So today I wrote down, you can't see my screen, I'm sorry, consumer guide, seller concession. And as I look at our inventory, which is growing, which is good, and I think about you guys and the amount of money you're spending to market listings that are not selling, and then they expire, and then you don't ever get that money back. So we really need to make a conscious effort as a business owner to get our listings saleable, right? Because I'm hearing some of you tell me, oh my God, I got multiple offers, it's sold in a day. And I get some people that I'm 6 months in the market and I've got no activity, right? That's your choice. And you, as a business owner, have to make a choice. If you had a car dealership and you had a car that was not selling, what would you do? You would lower the price until it's sold because you don't want that inventory sitting on your lot, right? That's the same game we're playing right now. You don't want that inventory sitting on your lot. So I think one of the strongest things you can do, my phone times out. One of the smartest things you can do is talk about different marketing. I don't know if you can see that or not. I don't know. We're just going to talk about it. I'm going to kind of read this because there's like 10 items that are things we can do. As a home seller, you have choices when deciding how to market your property, including whether you'd like to offer concessions to attract a buyer to close the deal. Here's what you need to know as you consider whether this approach is right for you. Now, this is a guide to sellers, right? And this is all available to you at the NAR website, right? So let's talk about the professional home sellers, which I would call builders, are in the business of selling homes. What are they doing right now? They are marketing their product to make it more affordable, more attractive to other people. So why don't we follow what the professional home sellers are doing? This means having heavy conversations with your sellers, which is different, right? What are seller concessions and why make them? A concession is when a seller pays for certain costs associated with purchasing a home for the buyer. Concessions could make your property more attractive to buyers or lead a better or faster offer. Concessions help make home ownership more accessible for buyers by reducing upfront expenses. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, so let's talk about that one point. All right. We all know that our houses went 30, 40, 50% more in value over the last 5 years. We're not in that market anymore. It's not going up. We're looking at 1 to 2% a year appreciation, which is good, right? How much money are you getting in your checking account right now? Not much. So we're going to have to possibly sacrifice some of our, dare I say, ill-gotten gains, right? Because I'm looking at houses right now that, 5 years ago was $800,000. Now it's $1.4 million, but it's not selling and it's sitting on the market with everybody else. So what if the seller made a decision? You could use this guide to do that. Made a decision, say, you know what? I was worth 800. I'm worth $1.4 million now, theoretically, but I'm not really selling. Let's take $100,000 and discount my price. Not my price. Let's offer some incentives, right? Because a lot of people are holding on to this notion that their house is worth $1.4 million, but it's not worth $1.4 million because it's not selling. So what are some concessions I can offer? You have options. Concessions can include, I'm using my phone, covering costs associated with the title search, loan origination fees, inspections, homeowners insurance, homeowners association, real estate taxes, or home repairs and updates. They can also be used to cover fees for professionals like agents and appraisers. All right. Open your mind for a minute. What if instead of lowering your price, you paid the property taxes for a year? That's a pretty nice incentive. And it really doesn't hurt the seller very much. Like my property taxes are $9,000 a year. Whoever buys my house is going to pay $15,000, $20,000 a year in tax because I got homestead exemption. So I could give the buyer a $20,000 benefit by paying a $9,000 tax bill. Interesting. So think about concessions and what you can do to, instead of lowering the price. We want to keep the values high because that's where we go, right? We're realtors. We want to make sure the comps are there. So a concession is a good idea because it doesn't lower the price. It keeps the prices high, and we all want that to happen. Oh, shit. Okay. Concessions can be advertised up front or negotiated as part of a covering cost associated with a okay. So let's say you are fortunate enough to get a buyer to make an offer on your house, and they offer $30,000 less than you're asking. Why not cover the cost? Why not cover the cost with a counter offer that says, I want my price, but I'll pay your property taxes for a year. I want my price, but I'll pay your property taxes and your insurance for a year. Open your mind and think about different things. What's the difference between a concession and an offer of compensation? All right, concessions covering costs associated with the title search, loan origination. No. A concession is when a seller pays for certain costs associated with purchasing the home for the buyer. Concessions could make your property more attractive, which is what we want, to buyers or lead to a faster offer. Concessions also help make a home ownership more accessible for buyers by reducing upfront expenses. So buyers with limited cash, whole another idea. Keep the price high, give them some cash, right? What are the buyers doing? What are the builders doing? They're buying down interest rates and they're taking away closing costs so more people can afford homes. This is just natural stuff. Concessions can be advertised upfront or negotiated as part of a home purchase in the agreement. A concession is often written as a specific dollar amount. Seller concessions usually aren't binding until they're put into a contract like a purchase sale agreement, right? So think about this. Let's take charge. Let's sit in front of everybody and say, hey, you know what? I want $450 for my house and you offered $430. I'm going to counter at $450, but I'm going to give you $20,000 in concessions to buy down your interest rate if you want. We know the house is going to appraise, and that's kind of the game we're playing. NAR says, how do I tell buyers I'm offering concessions? Concessions can be advertised publicly, shared on a multiple listing service, an online platform that compiles blah, 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 blah. You could check the box simple yes or no. If you choose to put a concession on the MLS, it must be written as the total sum of all concessions. Is there a limit to concessions I can offer? Yes, the limit on the total value of concessions you can offer depends on the terms set by the buyer's lender. Maybe you better have a lender on your side. Basically, that's it. So anyway, this guide, I don't know if you can see my screen or not. There's like, oh God, there's 30 or 40 different items we could talk about. But I chose this one today because I think we have I don't want to say a crisis because I don't want to be an alarmist, but we have a lot of listings that aren't selling. And I feel bad for you guys because you are um, spending money on properties that aren't selling. And just like a car dealership, that car on the lot is not making you any money until it sells. So you both, all of us need to focus on that. So anyway, I am crippled. I'm going to go back to my computer and try to figure out my BitLocker. So if you guys know, Microsoft has a thing in their computer that if they feel there's a threat, they lock it down. So somebody tried to hack my machine. So it's asking me to log into my BitLocker number, and I don't have my BitLocker number. So that's what I'll do between now and 11 o'clock for my next meeting. And I'm going to call today kind of short. Sorry. But you are up and you are dressed and you are ready for work. So let's go talk to people today. Let's look at our listings and say, what can we do to have some seller concessions and make our listings more attractive? So that is my short but sweet message today. And with that, I will sign off today at 9:15, 9:16. Okay, sorry, I'm operating from my phone. I will be up and running by today. Thank you.